Use the Force, Luke.
Sometimes truth isn't good enough.
I feel the need for speed.
Ray, when someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes!
Because it's their time. Their time. Up there. Down here, it's our time. It's our time down here.
Well, Wednesday means FrostCast, even if it's Christmas. So Merry Christmas to all. Happy Hanukkah, happy holidays, happy whatever your flavor is or not. We don't care. We're just trying to be nice to people on a holiday. We're hoping people are going to drop by and just have our little laid back, almost agenda-free FrostCast episode 22. I'm going to bring in King Z because he doesn't get any time off. We're just back on that. It's what we do. Yay! There he is. Look at him. He's got a smile on his face. That's because he got breakfast and dinner made for him today, ladies and gentlemen. Him and the missus both took advantage of some very gracious hosts who ate much better than the rest of us did, slaving over our own stoves, but that's okay. But I did the rib was pretty good. I told you we were doing the rib roast. It was slapping, dude.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
We had brisket. One of our church family had us over and they made brisket and it was spot on.
Now, dude, did they send you out with the little Rubbermaid tub with a little bit to go? Did they do the takeout dish?
No.
Right,
but it was still good. It was still good.
True that. Yeah, dude, I figured we would just keep the stream train rolling because I like the cadence that we're on. I got a couple of topics that we can punt around. We got a couple of like screwball topics we can do, like the fast food arguing, rating, rebuttal thing. We can absolutely take a poke at that. There are a couple of stories in the news. Hey, iZap Things, how's it going? I saw Sonic 3 over the weekend. I think I'm going to do a video on that probably tomorrow or the next day and put it up. But we can discuss the larger impact of Sonic for sure. Is it the biggest modern trilogy? Maybe. I mean, I don't know. People are really hyped for it. I guess they just announced the other day. Ahead of its release, they've already approved and greenlit 4. I mean, not that anybody's probably surprised by that at all. Given have you seen the first 2? Have you seen at least part 1? I don't remember.
Actually, I have not. I get to. Hey, who are you to judge? You've missed how many movies? You have
every Christmas movie you named. Every Christmas movie you named, right?
And what? How many of the war movies?
A couple sports movies, a couple war movies on football.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I have a very specialized niche of the movies that I've seen. I just know them well. But yeah, I think they're both on Paramount. So pop into that real quick and take a peek at those. You remember the original controversy with Sonic, right?
Oh yeah. I think that's the reason why it is so beloved is that they listened to their fans and they made the changes that they needed to make it look good. Like they had the first Sonic come out in the first look of Sonic, and it was really bad, like horrible bad.
I wish we had that image ready to go. It was bad.
Yeah, they had and so they took it back to the drawing board, redid Sonic, and the fans were like, okay, they're invested in us, we'll be invested in them. And I mean, they built that goodwill that you need.
And we were just talking about goodwill when we were doing our little Skeleton Crew review a couple of minutes ago. And I think you're right, man. I think at this point, like if Sonic 3 had come out and just been received like lukewarm, I don't necessarily think it would have put anybody off from checking out a part 4. The same way that like TLJ kind of put some folks off of seeing, Solo or following up with any of the series or Rise of Skywalker, that kind of thing. Like I kind of went into Sonic 3 a little nervous. Like, can they really do this 3 times in a row? At what point do we start kind of getting on the merry-go-round and just kind of rehashing some stuff? I'm going to put it in the video. They called back to a couple of their jokes, including bringing back a couple of characters from part 2 for like quick cameo comedic bits. And then they were done. So they didn't like harp on it and really just try to retread the same ground. It was very nicely done.
And then of course they brought in the King of the Nice Guys in this one with Keanu. He's in this.
As the bad guy though. Shadow, dude. Shadow is a bad man hedgehog. This movie gets off to a pretty ripping good start, dude. Like in the first 10 minutes, they set up Shadow, his backstory, the stakes for the movie, the initial confrontation with the heroes, and how big of a badass Shadow is when he basically like dukes the 3 of them into the ground.
What are you talking about? I mean, setting up a character and giving them like stakes and like giving them like direction and a backstory. I mean,
couldn't believe it, dude. It was weird. In a kids movie. Weren't we just talking about kids movies, kids shows, and how we can't expect anything out? No, it turns out you can. Turns out you absolutely can.
I guess it's just that that streaming service that can't even get a C. It's a D+. It's
a D-, bro. A petition to change the name. Maybe we could actually, dude, have the Oracle call our legal department, get us in touch with their guys, tell them we're willing to sell them the idea that they can just be D-, and that might actually draw some eyes and some kind of major controversy. Yeah,
everything has a plus now.
Yeah, it's funny. Are you familiar with the channel Clownfish TV? They do a bunch of stuff in our sphere, reviews and things. Their blog or whatever it's called now, their website is actually Clownfish Minus, but they actually took the joke and ran with it. But it's pretty funny. That's good stuff. But dude, Sonic's making some money too. I don't know if you've been on your financial pages lately. I was hearing it did pretty good even on its opening day sales, whatever they count on Wednesday into Thursday. Had beat the bag out of Mufasa's like first 3 days or 4 days, something like that. Like it was a pretty big disparity between the two. Which doesn't
I don't know how they can market Mufasa as a live action movie when
they've done this before. Did it already. The Lion King. They already did it with the Lion King and admitted that was a Jon Favreau joint, so that made $1 billion. Like that doesn't surprise me. But even still, like I didn't need it. I didn't see it. My kid had no interest in seeing that. He's vaguely interested in seeing Mufasa.
I made the joke before, but I can only think what the film crew was like. All right, now pan to the left. Imagine a lion there. Okay, we're done. Let's do that again, just in case we need that shot again.
Yeah, we're shooting on bulk today. My thing is the best headline. I'll tell you about Mufasa after. The best headline I read about Sonic 3 this week was that Sonic 3 was so good that Mufasa dies twice. I'm like, oh snap. That's pretty savage. Or Mufasa gets killed twice. Maybe it was that it kills Mufasa twice.
Oh,
Mufasa might want to go lay back down, But I don't get how they. Is this not a problem with This isn't even a Disney specific problem with prequels. Right? Like think about it. Like the main cast of this Mufasa movie, the main cast, like all of them. You got Mufasa, Scar, not Nala, Sarabi, Nala's mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
Zazu, Pumbaa, and Timon. You get 6 of them. They're all fucking alive in the cartoon that came out 40 years ago in like 92, The Lion King Part 1. So there is no stakes and danger in this at all. Like it cannot exist. Cannot for any of them because they're all there.
Yeah.
I mean, at least when Rogue One comes out, they kill a bunch of people that we know aren't in Star Wars. So like we expect them to have a heroic end at the very least, which they get. But like in this movie, like, well, what do you build? You just want me to show how Scar becomes butthurt that he doesn't get to be the pride leader? Like he doesn't get to be king? I know that's what happens.
It's like watching the movie Lone Survivor and be surprised that only one person lived.
Yeah, but again, heroic ends, kind of. But mostly heroic ends. Sad ends, heartbreaking ends. But like, it's a kid's movie. Like how many times can I watch fake lions that can't emote like cartoon? And that's the other thing too, right? Like the best thing about Golden Age Disney in the 90s are the wild facial expressions that Robin Williams gives you as Genie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like great stuff like that. Or when Billy Crystal does his thing as Timon, like in The Lion King. That's funny stuff. They've CG painted live action lions to look so fucking photorealistic that they can't do any of that.
Yeah.
Like that's half the charm. That's why your kids want to see it. Bright colors, funny animals. This doesn't have either of those things. It looks like a fucking National Geographic special.
And once again, it's just animation by different means.
Yeah, I think the only time, I mean, and and we can't sit here and say that like these live action things haven't made them some money in certain cases. Like Aladdin cleaned up $1 billion, The Lion King cleaned up $1 billion, Dumbo tanked, Little Mermaid barely crossed the profitability line. Beauty and the Beast,
I think, was a good one for them.
I saw that. I don't know if that was financially successful, but I thought it was a good movie. Like I enjoyed that. I thought the music, that's one of my favorite Disney movies. So I enjoyed the musical numbers coming back up, but a lot of these other ones, like especially at the live action, when it has to do with like soul animal casts, it's just not the same as a cartoon. Like let that shit go. Oh wait, before they do a live action of that and then just animate it to look photoreal. We don't need live action, not live action Frozen. I don't need that.
Live action Aristocats.
Why we're going back to like Silver Age? Why don't we just get some? What was it? The American Tail. Get some Five Goes West Part 2. You said they were. What's the other one? The Travelers. Was that the other one with the mice?
The Rescuers.
Rescuers. Yes. Thank you. Rescuers. Little 101 Dalmatians. We can do this. We can do the old cartoons, but they're gonna look like dog shit. That's a perfect example. Didn't they do 101 Dalmatians?
I think they did,
Stone?
and then they did 102. No, Emma Stone did Cruella.
Oh, Cruella. Yes, she did that stupid Maleficent adjacent. Yeah. All the villains are misunderstood bullshit. Yeah. No, sorry, she's just a psycho. I need to kill puppies because my parents died. What? That's the plot. That was the pitch. Somebody walked into Disney and sold them that. How? You don't have any pitches better than that? We're still doing this stupid podcast. We can't come up with that pitch, really? Come on, dude. Step it up. Step up your game, man. I don't even know. Is there any interest in your circles, like in couples with young children, through the church group? Are people trying to go see this movie? Like, are there kids around you expressing interest at all, or is it just me being cynical?
No. I haven't really heard anyone excited about that. They were excited for Moana 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about the only one. Maybe the live action Moana, just to see that as live action. The Rock playing the same character he voiced in the cartoon, but he looks nothing like Maui, so they might disassociate.
I look more like Maui than he does. They just got to get me with that bronzer, and I'm built. I got similar tattoo and everything. I mean, the Rock kind of has a similar one too.
Yeah,
my girls have some hype up here for Lilo and Stitch coming back. I guess they're pretty. There's a lot of merch on it. Maybe you guys have the Stitch merch down there. There's a lot of like T-shirts, like Target. There's a lot. I think there's some Walmart and Target have a couple of I think they're old toys. I don't think they have anything new. Like I think they just reprinted some of the old dolls and plushies and things like that.
Yeah,
I think they might get behind that and build some hype. Moana 2 did all right. I didn't see it, but I heard the music wasn't great. And Disney movies need that as an absolute, like that drives little girls singing that in the car, drive parents to bring them to see that movie, to buy them the T-shirts and the toys and the
just
coloring books, all that stuff.
Imagine what Frozen would be without Let It Go.
It'd just be a movie. What it would be? It would be Brave. That's what it would be. Brave is a pretty good movie, but it did not have a banger song. It would be it's not bad. People love it, but it's it's not that. It's not Encanto. It's not Moana. It's not
Now Encanto had a banger soundtrack.
Banger song. That's what I'm saying. Banger song, because that was Lin Miranda. The dude with the 6 names.
Yeah, Lin-Manuel Lin.
Yeah, he's got like 6 names and 4 of them are female names. It's weird. I don't get it.
But the guy knows how to write music. I mean, he's written 2 Tony-winning plays with In the Heights and Hamilton.
Yep. So he's talented dude, but I feel like Disney put him on the clock or something with Moana 2, and they were like, "Listen, this was going to be a TV series. Do what you can with these. These are the themes."
He wasn't part of 2.
He didn't. He's not credited on the music at all.
He made the original music for the first one, and someone else came in and did the second one. So maybe that's why
I didn't know that. I thought it was just like that. It was a step down in quality based on time. Cool, interesting.
Yeah,
interesting.
He was supposed to be part of the quickly ill-fated series and movies of the King Killer Chronicles as well, due to Patrick Rothfuss not being able to get anything written in 13 years.
So I was going to say, so let's do this. Let's put the Oracle up to the fact-checking challenge here. Get me the full length of time that it's been since that book is overdue, because I know there's sites out there that keep track of Martin's inability to get the Winds of Winter done in less than 4,500 days or whatever that's been. So we get the exact day count of the Rothfuss debacle. That'd be fantastic. I'd like to see that number.
Yeah, so
I don't think King Z wants to see that number.
The prologue and the epilogue are called A Silence of 3 Parts, and I figured out what the third silence is. It's Patrick Rothfuss failing to write his book.
It's the deafening silence of me never bothering to pick book 1 back up again. Like I said, it's been over there in my box set for like forever. I think from like 2 Christmases ago. I read the first couple of chapters. I'm like, this isn't bad, but I've already had people tell me, bro, it doesn't end. What do you mean it doesn't end?
The 2 books are great that are out. Yep. And the thing is,
never heard anybody tell me anything bad.
And he also said that these 3 books is supposed to be the prequel to his main story.
Yeah. Then you pump the brakes, home slice, and just finish the book first. You know what I mean?
Yeah, finish the third book,
the idea in front of you.
And then he's even come out and said that he might have to make it into a fourth book.
Yeah. All right, dude. Pump the brakes. What was that thing we used to put on the steering wheel? The club. Put the club on the steering wheel. You know what I mean? Put a boot on the tire. Finish your mainline stuff. You know Brando Sando, right? We could talk about this guy's productivity level being off the charts for an entire show, being like, I got bored and came up with a new trilogy. ... And then I wrote that shit one weekend. That's him. You know what I mean? That's basically how that went down during the pandemic for like 4 trilogies.
Yeah, he wrote 6 books during the pandemic. And then
it was more than that. It was like 9. It was crazy.
Yeah. And there for a while, he had a new book coming out every year. Now, his last one, book 5 of the Stormlight Archives, took him a lot longer because he had to start drawing in all of his webs. So it took him a little bit longer. I think it took him almost 3 years to get that one out. But still, 3 years is worth waiting for.
Dude, it's 1,800 pages. I mean, I'm being facetious, of course. I mean, what's his average page? Because I know you do the audiobook, so you might not be up on like page count, but like what's an average Stormlight Archive runtime?
In pages, probably between 583 and 618, and this one was like 694. It's his longest book he's ever written.
So he went pretty long, but I mean, I'll do my weekly obligatory Dresden Files comp. Like 585 or some of the bigger boy Dresden Files books. So it's not unmanageable for an author to get that out in a 3-year writing cycle. So I think that's, especially with these guys that are talented and have all the edit assists in the world and people like doing their beta stuff as they go so they can get constant feedback on stuff that works, doesn't work. There's no excuse for guys like Rothfuss and Martin other than they just don't want to. And dude, that's fine. Like, I think I've made my peace with that because I think we had a bit of a discussion on that a couple of weeks ago. I was like, do they owe us? Because they kind of sold us into the promise of this world. We've invested time, money, and energy. But if they walk away, I'm not saying we can hold them at, weapon point and force them, but it feels kind of like a dick move.
Well, if they walk away, I can completely understand. Like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. That's fine. Right. But don't promise and keep promising and keep promising and then never deliver. That's the part, is the breaking of the promise that they made to their fans and to their readers, because even Rothfuss got into a lot of trouble because he promised like the first chapter of his book to be like he was going to read it if he raised so much money on his charity. And he raised it. And
he funded that out and didn't do it.
Yeah. And then he didn't do it.
Dude, let me get this straight. You and I were just talking about writing our own stuff pre-show and like streamlining, making changes, and it's funny because we both do that back and forth to each other like annually. It's what we do, right? This piece of shit you're telling me couldn't get it together to just write a fake chapter 1 of 14 pages or something to honor the charity that he funded for and just put it out on his blog, really? We could
he was supposed to read it to everyone because he read the prologue for the new book. He read that for everybody, but then he was supposed to give them like chapter 1 or something like that. I didn't pay that much attention because I kind of checked out on it. I just looked back. Oh, is it out? Nope. Okay, moving on. Type. It's like I'm not even like I unfollowed him on Twitter for it. It's like I'm not even like invested anymore.
Because it's self-abusive because you pop in daily for that update. Like I was doing that for the longest time with Butcher's last Dresden Files book. And I get that's just me being impatient. Like he's on his cadence to publish. I think the next book, it's either 12 months or Mirror. But like it's been planned a while, but he has another series that he writes on odd years, like how Call of Duty has different studios that pump out a game every other year. Butcher has that with, I think it's either 2 or 3 series. I only read the Dresden Files, but he's still on cadence to hit that mark. But I couldn't imagine promising... Good night, buddy. I couldn't imagine promising fans like a live read of a chapter of something upcoming after they put up money for a charity. I mean, it's great that money went to charity, and if this piece of shit pocketed that money and it didn't get to the charity, I mean, that's fraud.
The money got to the charity. The money got to the charity. He just didn't honor his part. Like
I was just saying this like is lower to go. Right. Yeah. So at least it got there, but still, I mean, this guy couldn't just pay somebody $100 to write a bullshit chapter and be like, hey, here's the chapter. It's rough draft. That's why it sucks. I mean, you just deliver, man. You deliver for people that put you up where you are.
And this is why I liked Michael Sullivan and the way he writes.
What's his series? Remind me before you go on the point.
His is the Rhaenyra.
Oh yeah, I think you're
the Rhaenyra. His first one was the Rhaenyra Revelation. Then he had the Rhaenyra Chronicles, and then he did the Age of, which was like 3,000 years before his first series, and then he did the time in between. He did a 3-book series on that. But when he wrote his Rhaenyra Revelation, which is 6 books, he wrote all 6 books start to finish before he even published one. And he was
so he could just
and he's self-published. He's the most successful self-published author out there.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
But yeah,
Very
he wrote all of them. And then he went and fine-tuned the first one and got it out there. And then he fine-tuned the second one. And he said when he did that, as he was writing along, like, oh, wait, I need to add something way back here to set this up. He has time to go back to the second book. Instead of trying to fit a horseshoe into a square hole, he has the time to go back and like, all right, we need to add this right here to meet this word here. And then he has all 6 books done. And then it's just fine-tuning them, editing them and fine-tuning them to get them all out on a straight publishing cycle.
Well, I think the key to the success there, because I've heard other people say that's the way to go to do it indie. When you go indie, is to have multiple titles ready to roll, even if they're not in a series, because you're most likely to net a customer to make additional sales at the point that they've read something and enjoyed one of your things right away. So if you have 3 books out and we can get the Oracle to buy book 1, read it and enjoy it, she's likely to buy books 2 and 3 when she returns back to Amazon or wherever to get your next book. Or a potential customer would jump in to buy, oh, you've got a set of 5 and it's on sale for $10 instead of buying them each for $7 a piece over 2 years. Like, people will spend the $10 and get your box set up front because they know you've already delivered quality once.
Go ahead and put that
having multiple titles is a banging idea. That was supposed to go in the private chat, so I didn't read it. It's actually just in our regular chat. 13 years. Yeah. Cool. So we'll do it long enough because I think he's 13. And I think Martin's either a year less. I think it's a year more than that. I think he's 14 years. I heard Neurotic.
And the thing about him, and the other comparison to draw between Rothfuss and Martin gave you with the Knights of the Seven Kingdom book.
Yep.
That has nothing to do with it. And Rothfuss has put out 3 novellas of characters that have little impact on the overall story.
Yeah, see, that gives Martin a bit of a free pass, but I think that just lends itself to some frustration where, okay, so you consulted on House of the Dragon, the show. Okay, you published the Blood and Fire history text that House of the Dragon's based on. You're doing Night of the Seven Kingdoms. They had another there was another spinoff that they were going to do called Blood Moon, I think. There was the Jon Snow show, which I guess I heard some rumor a while ago.
It's been nixed. No, it's been nixed.
No, I thought it was nixed and back, I thought.
No, they're bringing out the Night of the Seven Kingdoms show now.
Maybe I might have read the headline backwards. I do that sometimes. But he's involved. He's always involved in all these things. He was involved famously in the development of Elden Ring, the video game. He wrote a lot of the RPG elements of that. I'm like, dude, like, I get it. You're 80. You probably got the beatus. You know, you're not in the best shape. You're in your train that you bought, because that's what rich people do when they get big money success and FU money. They buy stupid things like trains. Like, if you don't want to write it, dude, just outsource it to King Z.
Not including
find your Brando Sando and let him do it.
All of his blog writing he does for the New York Jets.
Oh, dude, on the Not a Blog.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, dude. You just spend awful lot of time on Twitter and on your blog bitching and whining about like the election and the pandemic and this and that.
And
you can't write during
the Giants.
Saying, like, bro, like the rest of us went, or most of the rest of us went to work during the pandemic. You couldn't sit in your comfy ass office and write a fucking chapter 2 years, really? Like, come on. If you don't want to do it, just say it. But I think that's what you were saying a minute ago. Is the point is you just don't string people along. That's when people get off the pity train and they're like, nah, dude, you could have just said you were done.
Yeah, you just say, I don't want to do it anymore.
I'm out. I'm 75. I want to enjoy my grandkids. That's it. Thanks. Good luck. No one else is publishing it for me.
Yeah, but bow out. There's nothing wrong with it. You have other interests in your life that you want to pursue. Just stop stringing your fans along who are waiting for this. And that's the thing. You're stringing them along. Like, we have no right to his work, but don't string us along either.
Oh, no, but bow out and then stay out. I don't need to see you back on Twitter ever talking about, I'm going to be involved with the Game of Thrones season 8 revival redux. You know what I mean? Like, no, dude, just be gone. Like, go live privately somewhere and then be out of the public eye.
Yeah, and enjoy
you're never
your
not
success.
Going to be a target for that. Right. True. It's just a shame where you don't. I think people, especially when it's one thing if you write a book and you say, oh, it's the first of a planned series of 5, and then nobody ever hears from you again, even if the first one's great. You know what I mean? It's that. But this dude's like, he can see the finish line. Like, he's He's got to get up Heartbreak Hill at the marathon to finish Winds of Winter. Probably not have that much left in his mortal lifetime, because there's another book after that that everybody forgets about. Like A Dream of Spring is the final book in that set. There's no shot that gets written,
unless
like
he writes it in the POV of Hodor.
No, but I'm saying, but like he can't do it because he'll be dead.
No, I mean, like, unless he writes the whole book in the POV of Hodor.
Oh, yeah, just writes.
He just writes Hodor over and over again.
I could see that. He won't do that though. He wouldn't give you that much. I think that'd be the world's best troll. Like, imagine if this guy died, right? A month later, big press release comes out. The Martin estate announced the posthumous death, the posthumous book. I've been waiting for, A Dream of Spring. Here we go. We're gonna put it out there, and they just actually released that book, and it just says Hodor.
Over and over and over again.
7,000 pages. Legendary troll, like a troll status, like achievement unlocked, legendary, 100 points.
Yeah,
like that'd be fucking something else. But yeah, I guess you can't fault these guys. I was hearing somebody the other day, just to change topics a little bit into like acting, where I think the person they were talking about was they were talking about Cavill and Corrin Sweat doing Superman, or somebody like, or they were talking about Bond. I think that was the catalyst of the conversation. And they're like, no matter how much money you get paid, if you get locked into a job doing the same thing over and over again, like ball players, you get bored where you live, you get sick of the same coworkers, you're 15, 30, 100 million a year. Sooner or later, it might just not matter. When you're a creative type, like if you're a guy playing Bond and you get signed for a 10-year deal, and you make 5 Bond movies or 3 Bond movies, sooner or later, maybe you just want to do something else. Maybe you want to be the bad guy. Maybe you want to be in a rom-com. It's tough to get locked in. So writers are the same way, man. Like, I get Jim Butcher probably doesn't want to write all 21 Dresden Files books. I get that. But like Home Slice, you're at like 15. Maybe you just buck up and win one for the Gipper. Maybe you just do that because you're getting close. But what do you think? These guys just get locked into the same human mindset and be like, no, I just need to do something new. I need to stretch creatively.
So on one of the movies I worked with, the first AD was on a show, Switched at Birth. And he was the first AD for like the first like couple seasons. And he goes, I quit that show because I didn't want an office job. And that's what it became, an office job. I showed up. Right. It was the same people that I worked with. It was doing the same stuff over and over again. Yes, it was secure, but I didn't become a filmmaker and work my way to become a first AD to have an office job. And that's why he quit the show and then went on to do like other movies and stuff like that and go out there in the hunt and everything to do different stuff, because sometimes you just need that change, because you get into that rut, and getting out of a rut is so hard because you did that familiar and it's comfortable. You don't want to get out of your comfort zone. And sometimes you just need to, if you're ever going to create something that people are going to remember.
Yeah. Complacency is a killer of creativity. That's a damn fact.
Complacency kills.
Yeah. Complacency kills. So I always wonder about them shows like, Law and Order, NCIS, soap operas, even. People are on those shows. I mean, how long has Mariska Hargitay been on SVU? Has it been on 20 years, 25 years? I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't watched that show in a decade. It's still there. It's still new. I still get the fall promo, right?
Yeah.
It's still a new show. She still look good. But like and even like a job like that, it's on a show like that, it's literally the same thing weekly. Like 3 different Bond movies is 3 very different scripts, very different stunts, locations. There's some degree of variation there. So I could see it taking longer to get bored of doing something like that. But imagine showing up to the same set, the same police station set, the same dirty crack house set, the same playground set over and over. And that's regular TV. So how many episodes is that a season? 25, 30, whatever it is.
And then you come into the problem of it getting stale. Like the show getting stale. That's why one of my DP friends, he always talked about, like, if he ever got on a series, the max he would say that the series should run is 4 seasons.
I mean, I think there's some truth and wisdom to that, because when we look at even successful shows on Netflix and other streamers, that the streaming shows only go about 3 before they get the axe. That's why you get those articles on Screen Rant or Cinema Blend and places like that. Here's 7 shows that aren't coming back in 2025. Fans pissed. And you go to it and you're like, okay, that show sucks. That show sucks. Holy crap, they're bringing that back? That show was great. And you're like, well, why wouldn't you bring that back? Like, you don't think that would bring in more paying subscribers for those 2 months? If on the binge drop that you're a fan of anyway. still hate that model. It's a stupid model. It's bad for business. But you know what I mean?
Depends
Like,
on who you ask.
why would you cut that off? If I ask you, and it seems like you like to blow a weekend and then not have anything to talk about. I like the weekly format drop. It's good for us. It gives us stuff to do. You know what I mean? But I get people like being able to just take a weekend off and bang out Stranger Things season 4. I get that. I do.
It reminds me of buying the box set of the DVDs and watching the whole season.
Yeah, for sure. I had a box set given to me as a gift for 24, like the first whole season. I crushed that the weekend I got that. That was good. It was tough. An hour-long episode, and it was like, again, it was a cable show. So I think we had, I think it was 22 episodes of or 24 of 24. I think it might have been.
Yeah, because it was supposed to represent an hour in the day.
Right. Yep. I think it was 6 and 4. That's right. So, yeah, it's weird that you'd think that it'd be tough to pass up that kind of money, whether you're an author, whether you're an actor or whatever. But yeah, it's human nature. But what are you going to do? Those guys have the right to self-determination, do they not?
That is true. That is true.
True. So we talked some fantasy here. I had some other BS kind of topics here. I'll hold off on that one. Let's talk fast food for a minute, though, because I'm still intrigued by this idea. Right? Let me work that in here, since this is like a mostly agenda-free FrostCast for Christmas. And Merry Christmas to everybody. Thank you for popping by and checking us out. Happy holidays, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. So I don't have anything official, planned out. I have no bracketology set up. Maybe we can revisit that in the spring. But unofficially, all right, I feel like we should put some of these restaurants to their paces. I think we need to establish some rules here. And maybe if there's anybody watching at this point in the show, you could help us clarify some of the rules, because we had a point of contention yesterday with fast food.
Yes.
King Z thinks fast food is any place that has a drive-through. And I said, okay, I would agree. But then we remembered sandwich shops, and the whole fucking line of reasoning went right out the window. And we're like, oh, here we go. And I was like, well, I think I specifically said D'Angelo's does not have a drive-through. I'm like, oh crap, it doesn't. And then I think you were like, but this one does. Would you say Jersey Mike's does? Or one of them did. And I was like, well, I don't know. Where's the line? How do we define sandwich shops and fast food?
And we have to go by quality on this. This is what I brought up is like Subway, 100% fast food. Where
100% bottom rung.
Stuff like Jersey Mike's and Firehouse, that is not fast food because it's a high-end sandwich.
It is. When was the last time you were at either one of those establishments?
What do we have Jersey Mike's about 3 weeks ago?
Good. That's good. I'm assuming you got a large sub. You're a grown ass man. You should be getting a large sandwich.
Yes, I didn't get the giant. I got the regular large.
Oh, see, I've only been to Jersey Mike's once. Run me through the size guide here. Is it small, medium, large, giant? How does this work?
So they have small, which is like kind of like a 6-inch. You have large, which is a foot long, and then you have a giant, which is like 2 foot longs.
Oh, snap. Okay. So that's intended for more than one person. Or
but it also depends on what you order as well. Like if you get a hot sub, all you can get is a large or a giant. If you order a cold sub, that's when you can get the smaller one.
You can't get a small steak and cheese at a Jersey Mike's?
No.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
I guess you don't want my $11. Seems like maybe in this economic climate,
well, you're a grown man. You can eat that large.
Yeah, but maybe I needed a large and a small for someone else. Maybe I wanted a small for later.
Then get a giant, and then you can cut that.
That's probably what I do. So I'm speaking of large subs, standard large sub, the foot long or the close to foot long, because I think some shrinkflation has been going on. You notice they've been cutting off the end sub rolls for a couple of years.
Yeah,
you don't get that crunchy rounded end. We cut it off for you. No, mother, give me my bread. I paid for it. Give me the bread. Okay, now see, I think that's fair. IZAP thing says if you don't sit at a table and order from a menu, it's handed to you by someone from the staff. It's fast food. That's a pretty damn good guideline, I would say. Say. So that would umbrella cover all of the sandwich shops. It would umbrella cover Five Guys, because that also came up when we were talking last night. We're like, is Five Guys fast food? Because it's markedly better than like you drive-through fast food burger.
But I would still consider that fast food because it's short order.
And I'm going to coin a phrase for our discussion. I'm going to call places like that fast food plus. Right?
Why does it gotta be plus?
Well, it can't be minus, because then people think it's bad.
Yeah, that's true.
And Disney minus is Disney minus.
Fast food adjacent.
It's fast food adjacent, but it's a step up from that other crap. The same way like Chipotle is like a step up from Taco Bell, right? Like, is it not? Yeah. Like there's fresh chicken, there's fresh veg, and maybe not Chipotle. They've been in the news. Like Qdoba, Or like, what do you have? Do you guys have Qdoba down there?
No, down here we have Diablos, Barbaritos, Moe's, and
We have Moe's.
we have
Okay.
Chipotle.
We have Moe's up here in Chipotle. All right, so that's our.
They're all the same
crossover.
style.
Yeah. You walk in, they go, "Welcome to Moe's," and they make all your crap from scratch in front of you. So that's a step up from that. But let's stick with the fast food. We'll go right back into the gutter. How much is the large sub at Jersey Mike's? You can pick. You just tell me what your sub was and how much it cost you.
I think it was $12.65 for the one I got.
What kind? What'd you get?
Bacon ranch. No, I got the chicken Philly.
Chicken Philly.
Yeah.
That's chopped chicken, nacho cheese, something like that.
Yeah, provolone melted on top of it, scooped in.
All right, and that was about $12, and that was 3 weeks ago, dude.
Yeah.
I got a small lobster roll from D'Angelo's in 2006. That shit was $19 then. So D'Angelo's has always been overpriced garbage. That's the point I'm trying to make here. All right. Zap Note says on the same note, if you order from the menu that hangs above the register, fast. But see, a pizza joint, I wouldn't call fast food, and they always have the menu across on top of the counter. And it's not fast. You're never getting out of there in less than 10 minutes.
I would change you on Little Caesars would be considered fast food because they have the
hot and
ready.
They have the hot and ready. But
and it's garbage.
And it's garbage. It's a hot circle of garbage, Michael. Like if you go into King Z's Pizza, and you don't have the hot and ready, you know what I mean, and you got a tip thing on your counter, and your nieces and nephews work there, you're not getting out of there in less than 10 minutes. That's not fast food. Little Caesars, garbage fast food. We'll put a pin in pizza for a little bit.
See, this goes into my whole discussion of what's good and what's bad. Like we have this place called Cookout here, and you get a tray, like you're going to a cookout, and they have a burger that's like $4, but you get like chicken nuggets, fries, and a drink. Now, if I had that, and it's a good burger because it's $4.99. If that burger was $8, that's a bad burger. But because it's $4, it's a value proposition. Burger. Yes,
it's a value proposition. Exactly correct, dude. Do you remember the first time you tried telling me that you and the wife were going to Cookout, and I thought it meant you guys were going to a Cookout? I was like, "What do you mean they gave you a tray? What the fuck are you talking about? They gave you a tray?" And like, "No, dude, we don't have those." Like, do you have Cookout? I'm like, "Yeah, all the time, all the weekend at my parents' house, a lot, and over the summer." Like, no, dude, I had no idea what the fuck you were talking about. No clue. That was the funniest shit.
Yeah, Cookout's it's a Southern thing.
But see, we need some of those up here. Like we were talking about Publix. Like we need Publix to migrate north, please. Every time I go on vacation down there, I love going to Publix. People are like, "That's where you went." I'm like, "Yes,
fantastic."
Fucking A, that's where I went. Yes, I went to Publix and I got fried chicken and I got a fucking meatball sub. You're damn right I did. You can't do that at Shaw's up here. Market Basket ain't giving you a meatball sub up here worth a damn. That's not how they roll. All right, now I'm gonna throw a challenge flag at IZAP things, dude. I've had some pretty slapping vending machine food in a couple of hospitals that I've worked at, so I've got a special place for that kind of stuff. That shit'll keep you alive. You working like back to back 12s, high in sodium. It could kill you. It could.
Oh yeah, definitely. But
it could.
But there's a special thing about vending machine food. It doesn't meet its maximum flavor potential until it drops 3 feet.
Fact. So if you order from the top on the road,
oh yeah. Then you're doing that's like gourmet vending right there.
Let's see. What you can't do is order the fresh fruit from the vending machine. If you opt for that banana, whatever happens to you, like mutant powers wise, that's on you.
That's how patient zero starts. It's like getting gas station sushi.
Okay, now challenge flag on King Z's gas station sushi, right? That's how Fry got his superpowers in Futurama. There may be some angle there that makes that worthwhile to try. I'm just saying. That might not be the gas station sushi though. That's rough.
That would be me missing a day of work, being bent over, praying to the porcelain throne.
You're praying to any deity that'd listen, because that would be rough.
And you did ask my wife. It sounds very like bad when things are coming out of that end.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like a flamethrower set to like stereo jetpack. It's awful, dude. Nobody needs that. But I want to talk burgers though, because that's the topic for the rest of the show is fast food. Here we go. Right, the fucking notes gone. Here we go.
Yep.
Itinerary's over. Here we go.
Here we go.
So if we widely agree that but maybe we can't, because northern and southern is two completely different things. The big three holy trinity of bad fast food burgers up here, for us, it's the McDizzle, the BK, and Wendy's. Like those are our three. But when you get south of the Mason-Dixon, you guys got Carl's Jr., right? You got
which is
Hardee's,
the same
you
thing
got
as Hardee's.
In-N-Out.
Okay, so
Okay,
Carl's
that's
Jr.
an east-west
is
divide,
West
right?
Coast. Yeah,
Yes.
Carl's Jr. is West.
Yeah.
Hardee's is East.
Right. But so what are the big three in the southern half of the country? Is it still McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, or do these other ones encroach?
Down here it's chicken. You really have to watch out for your chicken.
Talking burgers.
Places.
Talking burgers. We'll do chicken in a minute. We'll get to chicken.
So the big three is still here.
Okay.
But you don't. I mean, Hardee's is pretty much everywhere. Like I noticed, like a lot of small towns when I was driving from Florida up from here after a mission, is every small town had a Hardee's and they didn't have anything else. Coming from Florida to here,
monopoly.
Yeah, it was weird. It's like Hardee's has been moving into gas stations more. Like Love's has a contract with Hardee's.
Yep, I've seen that, but again, it hasn't penetrated up here. Like I don't think there's a Hardee's within where I'm at for 500 miles, like in East Coast New England. I don't think that it's anywhere there. BK, all right, solid vote for BK.
And see, the thing, BK has always been big with me growing up in the military, and then of course being in the military. BK's on every military base.
Oh, really?
Yes. Interesting.
Didn't know. So I like the BK, but BK got to be probably the most overpriced of these three burger joints at this point now. Like BK is expensive of these three.
And then BK tried to go the route of Taco Bell, being like, let's just invent some stuff. Them and KFC, like, let's try some weird stuff that, like, BK served tacos for a while. Yep. Why is BK serving tacos?
Taco Bell does breakfast up here, dude. It's crazy. BK is good. Is go good. They put him on our bases even worse. Yeah, that's what King Z was just saying. Yeah, King Z is retired military. He could back that point up. I like the BK goes crazy with that, because the one thing I bitch my kids about all the time when they ask to go to McDonald's, like, it's the same shit. Like they ain't had a new sandwich in there in like 20 years. They still think the McRib is like the go-to. I'm like, it's not.
Well, after the pandemic, they downsized their menu.
Oh,
they streamlined it.
Yes, indeed. But BK doesn't do that. I guarantee if I took you mobile on the phone right now, I got a BK about 4 miles from where I'm at, right? We'll walk in hey, listen, try our new quesadilla burger with adobo. I'm like, what? Did you guys get that? But I'll be like, oh, I'll try it for $15 because I'm hungry and it's expensive. But
and then they tried with the Big King, which was like the Big Mac, but with Whopper meat.
No, it was the Big King. Was 2 of their burgers. They made their own special sauce.
Yeah,
that was their whole take. Is they tried to go that route. I don't think they even make that.
Oh, there's only one sandwich at Burger King that really gets me, and we were talking burgers, but this isn't burger, and that's the OTC, the original chicken sandwich.
See, I don't like the BK chickens, any kind.
See, after working there, because I was a Whopper flopper at one time, so I got to experiment with some of their stuff. So you take the OCS and you throw some American cheese on it. You put about 6 pickles on it and put a little mustard, cut that bad boy in half, and you got yourself a sandwich.
Now, as a retired Colonel Sanders aficionado and specialist of many, many years working at Kentucky Fried Chicken, we used to do all kinds of crazy shit back there. I invented several of the sandwiches the corporate went on to steal. Yes, I said steal. They can come find me. I invented several of those a decade ahead of time when I was like 15. Oh, dude, spicy chicken tenders on a sandwich with some provolone cheese and toasted. We'll call it the Triple Crunch Zinger. We'll sell it for $9. Oh, dickhead, I was making those. Where's the check? Where's the money? Where's the mailbox? No, didn't get that. But BK, too pricey. Love the creativity. The McDizzle, everything stays the same.
Mm-hmm.
And what really chastises about McDonald's, maybe they don't do this down there where you guys are. You remember when drive-through meant you just drove through, got your shit, and left? What is this pull up into space number 2 and we'll bring it right out nonsense? So they got that down there?
Oh yeah. They have that.
What happened? What happened?
I'm going to go with labor on that one.
Probably.
Or
the fight for
corporate
really worked out for everybody, didn't it?
Yeah, they're trying to, and also trying to get more people through. Corporate wants more money.
Yeah. But you know what, though? The second time that happens to me, I stopped going to McDonald's for months. Where I used to go maybe once a week, I'll stop going for months and get my diet in check.
True story. True story. My wife, she ordered a shake there, and they pulled her up to the second window because you have the first window where you get your food, and then they have the second window where you wait before they put you in a parking spot.
Yeah.
Pulled her up. She was there for 23 minutes before they even talked to her again. So the next time I went through, they're like, "Can you pull up to the next window and for your food?" I'm like, "No, I don't think I will." And they're like, "But we need to serve that." I'm like, "No, you didn't need to serve me first. I ordered first."
Yep.
Oh, could you please pull up to the next window? No, I don't think I will.
Nope, I don't think I will. I get him with that cap. Nope.
Yeah, I don't think.
Don't blame me. Don't blame me because me pulling up gives you a license to forget I'm out here after you have my money. So
and it fits your time because working in the fast food, it keeps your time. And as your time gets higher, your manager is not doing their job and they should get reprimanded for not doing their job because that's their job is to make sure the efficiency of the store. I mean, it's the whole purpose of McDonald's being created. Go watch the movie The Founder, and it actually shows what the McDonald brothers actually envisioned for McDonald's was before Ray Kroc turned it into a corporate machine.
Before he turned into an assembly line, right?
Yeah. So your purpose is to be efficient. If you got time to lean, you got time to clean.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like if I'm no longer afforded the convenience of buying crappy food for cheap and quickly, my ass will just go across the street to Shaw's and get some chicken from the deli. Honestly, like it's right across the street.
And that's the thing now with fast food. Like fast food is supposed to be like the food you go and get, like McDonald's. If we have like $2.50 left in your wallet and $1 in your bank account, and you can still get some food.
McDoubles.
It's not $6 for a burger. You ain't a gourmet place. Stop forgetting yourself.
Ooh, he came right up against the line. They almost got him. I'll say they're fucking crazy, dude. I'll piggyback on your true story, dude. I remember the first time I noticed like McDonald's was like out of control, right? It's like value meals just breached like the 4-digit mark where it was like, it used to be like under $10. It broke the $10 mark, right? And then I remember I went to a Patriots game years and years and years ago. And I always thought it was weird until I understood economics as an older teen. The reason they can charge you $25 at a Patriots game for a Big Mac meal in 2002 is supply and demand premium pricing at the stadium, right? When we did our Florida trip earlier this year. Remember, I pieced out, went to Universal, right? I think we were at Bradford Airport is that Connecticut? Yeah, Bradford's Connecticut, TF Green's Rhode Island, I think, if I remember right. We were at the Connecticut one either which way. They had a McDonald's on the concourse after you clear security. You want to guess what a Big Mac meal cost in there in April of this year?
What's that?
You guess? Dude,
$31.50. Oh,
$32.50. No. It was over $30. And I'm like, how can this be? And I'm like, airport. I'm like, I don't care if it's an airport. Take your ass over to the store and eat as much fucking candy and Doritos as you want for not $30. I mean, you're still paying $7 a bag. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, you're still paying a lot here.
But still, on principle, I can't buy that. IZAP again. I live in Arizona, and just about every McDonald's is pushing for interaction. We do it for sure. They're absolutely pushing for that. You order on the kiosk, they slide you the tray out the window. Drive through wants you to order on the app, do the same. Dude, and the app is insidious because you probably know if you have that IZAP, they send you all the free promo shit with that. My sister's a big sucker for that. But I'm the sucker because she gets those free things on the regular because she goes twice a week.
The $1 chicken nuggets. I've lived the $1 10-piece.
King. Dollar nuggets, dude. My sister goes there enough that they're sending her like, oh, dude, you get the buy one get one sandwich thing. That's an $8 sandwich now by itself. That's crazy.
So lie, when I was on the road, the hotel they put me in first on my last road contract that I was on, there was a McDonald's right in front, and I lived off of that buy one get one for 35 cents. And you had had that. Yeah, you did get a quarter pounder.
Walk through a time machine to get there? That's crazy. Buy one, get one 35 cents.
Yeah, and it was like 4 things. It was Big Mac, quarter pounder, 10-piece nugget, and there was one other thing on there. I can't remember, but I always got the quarter pounder and 10-piece nugget.
Yeah. Dude, fat protein.
I don't need fries.
No,
because the nuggets are my fries.
Hells yeah, dude. I remember. Dude, do you remember when we were kids? Like when you lived on base near me? Like the buy one get one wasn't even a thing yet because it was like two for two. Like the Big Mac was 2 for $2 in 1998. It's crazy.
I remember
I had my first old man story the other day where I was telling my stepdaughter we had driven by our Burger King and our McDonald's on that road. They're like opposing, like everywhere else in the country. There's just one on each side, right? And she was like, "Oh, BK's got the spicy chicken sandwich. It's like 2 for $8 or whatever." It's like, "Oh, it's a good deal." Like, good deal? That's just supposed to be 2 for $2. She's like, "What? You can't get a fry for $2." I'm like, that's the problem.
Yeah,
that's the fucking problem, kid. Like they boned us.
Look at this
read
one.
him out for me. I gotta get read him out.
My wife and I ordered 2 quarter pounder burger meals, and it came to $42. $42.
Yes, he's not kidding you. He's not. Isaac, you said you were in Arizona. Do you have I'm assuming you have either a sales tax or a meal tax at your fast food. Do you know if you have either of those or both? Because where I am, I think we only have the sales tax. It's 6.25. We don't have a separate meal tax up here.
Yeah,
but ours, it would be about that.
Here.
It would be about that because
8 cents here.
When I take my son to just to circle back to Burger King, like my son's 9. He gets like the kids meal, nugget meal thing. If I get a number 1, like the Whopper, nothing crazy. Dude, of course you got both. That's how it's $42. That sucks. I don't walk out of Burger King for me and a child for less than almost $30.
Yeah.
Being a kid. Brutal.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. That's like it's a cost, like you said, it's a value prop. It's closely and quickly becoming not value for me to do that instead of just literally taking 5 extra minutes to go to the supermarket that's next to the Burger King, buy a pound of lunch meat and some bread, just make myself my own banging ass sandwich. Honestly.
Yeah. Oh, it's like going to Five Guys. If you don't have your own gold bouillon, you're not getting anything out of there.
And it's crazy. We just did lunch for that the tax is only like 3% total. Oh, all right. Well, that's not so bad then. It's still just some ghetto pricing on $42 for 2 people. But the wife and I went Five Guys the other day. And you go in, you got the double burgers, the regular burger, the small fry, which is legitimately 4 servings of fries. No single person needs a regular fry for themselves. That thing's this big, and we all know they put the cup in the bag, and then they literally just dump the whole fry basket in the bag.
Yeah,
you don't need that much Cajun. The Cajun fries are good though, but that cost me, I think, almost $50.
Yeah,
the 2 of us with the 2 burgers, no shakes, crazy, no drinks. Yep, dude, no 2 drinks. Burgers and 2 regular fries is almost $50. Yeah, when I stepped out, I was like, "Hey, can I get a shake?" I'm like, "You got $9?"
Yeah,
you shake.
No it was like I went with my dad last time I visited up in Iowa. We went, and it's like, put your card in, enter your social. Your loan has been approved. You may order food now.
Your credit score is 513, bro. You don't get a double burger. Sorry. Five Guys is cheaper than the Dizzle.
See?
I don't know, maybe it's time to relocate.
Forgetting itself.
Oh, dude, the fight for 15 ruined these people, and then corporate got to play that off like that was the problem and the reason that all the food was expensive. Like, they're both in the wrong. Both sides of that dispute are in the wrong. Corporate greed, hyper-inflated menu prices, and then you trying to fight for 15 to make my McMuffin wrong. I have pictures. I'll get them up on the Twitter for later. Like, when you get a McMuffin, it's muffin, cheese, sausage, egg, muffin. Just throw all those pieces up in the air and put it together how you want. That's how my breakfast was on that day. I reached in the bag and touched egg. Not paper, egg. It was crazy.
Burger King gets it wrong. Let me tell you. So my wife was up there, and she was working in another city around here doing a little gig work, and she went to Burger King and she ordered a Dr. Pepper and chicken fries, and she got spicy chicken tenders and a sweet tea.
Okay.
Okay. I'm like, you can't get more opposite than what she ordered in her bag.
See, this is what I mean. Again, we go back to value prop on time instead of just money at that point. It's I don't know, man, dude. I'll tell you another good one about Taco Bell, because we're on burgers for a minute. I'll do tacos and we can do chicken if you want to talk chicken, right? So Taco Bell is notoriously crappy up here. Right. Not food. I mean, like, not the food quality, which is debatable depending on people. My son likes to tell me that Taco Bell automatically results in explosive diarrhea. I'm like, what meme did you hear that on? I've grown up on the Bell. I've never had the explosive diarrhea once. But I get the meme. I get the funny.
I had it once, and that whole store was shut down after that because they had a case of food poisoning.
Salmonella. Okay. Yeah. Okay. See, all right. So listen, all memes are like stereotypes. They're all based in truth somewhere. I get it. Right? Yeah. So the Taco Bell closest to my last hospital job was within like a 5-minute drive. So you could, and with a crappy half-hour hospital break, as a medical guy, right? 5 minutes to there gives you plenty of time to sit in there and eat, and then 5 minutes back. Like, it's not a whole wash of a round trip, so you don't eat downstairs in the crappy hospital cafeteria, which was pretty low quality at times, right? Get to a Taco Bell. Knew I was in trouble right off the rip. I can't see through the front door, the glass, because the entire top panel was covered in paper. And you would think, oh, maybe somebody broke the window and papered it over. Right? No, it was notices. Get out the car, walk up. I'm like, I have to see it. I have to know what's going on here. So Please, and I'm going to say this regular, but imagine it's all in the worst grammar, misspellings, wrong words. Like, just imagine in your own head, right?
Okay.
We apologize for the inconvenience, but we're out of the following items. Plural. It was items. Like, there's a lot, right? It was hard shells, soft shells, lettuce, chicken, steak, sour cream. It was a KFC Taco Bell. You guys have the double stores down there, KFC Taco Bell, A&D. Yeah. There's like a couple of different combos. And not A&D, A&W. They were out of extra crispy chicken. They were out of medium cups, large cups, coleslaw, potato mix, and like 3 other things, right? And I'm like, fuck are you open for, dude? Like, this is the whole fucking menu. So I shit you not. You go back and look on the Winterwolf Twitter feed, right? I took a picture of that notice and tagged Taco Bell in it just because I was pissed. They got back to me within 12 hours and asked me for my address. They sent me $50 in gift cards for just for bringing that level of garbage service to their attention. Like, I didn't mention any names. I didn't say that, Kingsley, the manager, was a dick. So-and-so on the drive-thru was a dick. I'm like, bro, I just wanted lunch. It took me 10 minutes to get here, 10 minutes to get back. And now I'm shit out of lunch. Like, I'm pissed. I'm a big guy. I need to eat. The blood sugar starts, Yeah.
So
Taco Bell.
When I lived in Miami, I got 2 stories. One's a Taco Bell story. I went to my Taco Bell so often, I would pull up to the drive-thru and say, "It's me," and they're like, "All right, go ahead and pull around."
Dude, I had that too when I worked on the Cape one summer for Kentucky Fried. I had that experience with the Burger King across the street because when you work at a restaurant, you eat there a lot.
Yeah,
but you can't eat there every time. So I had that every day for lunch for a minute. Burger King was the same thing. It's me again. Like, I put together this triple Whopper with bacon.
And
Daddy's here.
Then to top onto your story, I went to a place while I was in Miami called Polo Tropical. And I pulled up to order me a chop. Everyone told me it was really good. So I went to order me a chicken chop. And they were like, we're out of chicken.
What's a chicken chop? What's a chop?
It's kind of like a shawarma.
Okay. All right. I got you.
Yeah. Kind of like a shawarma. Yep. Yeah. So I went to order it. And they're like, I'm sorry, we're out of chicken. I'm like, you are Polo Tropical. It's in the name. Right now, you're just Tropical.
And I don't want that. No, but you know what? I as a guy that worked there, right? As a guy that worked for KFC for a long time, I worked. I don't remember how much you're familiar with with Cape Cod, just like how it's laid out.
I remember going out there for some baseball practice.
Okay, cool. So West Yarmouth is about halfway around the Hook. That's where the franchise I worked for opened one down there, right? But there was another one in Hyannis further down the Cape owned by a different company, right? So we opened like the week before 4th of July. Genius move to not get everything figured out, test all the gear, get all the staff run through its paces for like a month ahead of that right now. Week before, right? We ran out of chicken 4 days out of like the first 7 days we were open. And that's what everybody said. Like, dude, chicken's in the name. And I'm like, well, we ordered, I shit you not, like 5 metric tons of chicken. That entire building outside in the back of the lot is a walk-in cooler that keeps all the fresh shit in there. And I can go open the door and show you there's nothing in there because you clowns haven't had fried chicken in your entire lives, apparently, blew up my store and just bought us all out in the first 72 hours. Dude, we made so much money at that store. I hand to God, we were doing bank runs with thousands upon thousands of dollars in trash bags. It was like fucking Breaking Bad, dude. I would walk into a bank and swing a plastic, not a deposit, seen the deposit bags, got like the locking zipper and the heavy Kevlar canvas or whatever it is. Now, we couldn't fit money in that enough. We were using garbage bags. It was crazy. But yeah, that's the fun of working at a place like that and saying, I ran out of burgers and it's in the name. Sorry.
So an expensive place here, but it's one of the expensive places that lives up to the good fast food, but it's still expensive, and that's Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, dude, that's up here too.
Yeah,
dominate up here.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A is expensive, but it lives up to the quality of how expensive it is.
Everywhere they appear up here, they're successful despite the crap marketing that they get with people trying to smear them about the Sunday, about we think that their corporate leadership is misaligned with our. Shut up! It's just a chicken sandwich. Go eat the fucking sandwich. Enough of your nonsense, dude. Spicy chicken with pepper jack at Chick-fil-A, best chicken sandwich I've ever had at a fast food joint. Overwhelmingly. Yep. Now I don't know how they're set up down there for you. Our drive-through up here at the Chick-fil-A has like 19 stations with people with mobile ordering rigs outside, Like they got the high school kids just taking orders and they're pushing people through. And you know what they're not doing? Telling you to go pull into fucking space number 3. We'll run your waffle fry out in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm
and
just saying.
they usually have your food by the time you get around to the window, ready to go.
That's what I'm saying.
Like these are the people that need to go out and thin out traffic after sporting events. Because they would get them in and out of that parking lot so quickly, people wouldn't even know they were there.
You know what I'm saying? I saw somebody put up a picture trying to dunk on them. They were like, it was a picture of Chick-fil-A somewhere. I think it was down near yours. It was south somewhere. It might have been southwest. It might have been Texas. It might have been out where IZAP things is out in the southwest out there. But it was a bunch of the girls with the mobile rigs on. Like they got the belt with the utility thing and then the iPad. But one of them had this thing rigged to the back of her with like a harness, and it was like a shade. It was like an umbrella, like you would use it like a golf judge would use or something, right?
Yeah.
And the caption's like, Chick-fil-A should be ashamed of themselves being open and blah, 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 blah. This poor girl. I'm like, dude, she's got 2 water bottles on her belt and a fucking sunshade. Like Chick-fil-A hooked her up. Like she's out there doing her job and making money, and she's taking care of, and she's got a team of 15 people with her. She'll be fine.
I seen them come out with those radiator looking things where it's like they have the water there and there's a huge fan blowing it.
Yep.
To keep people cool. Because down here in the south, it gets hot. It gets hot in the summer.
It gets hot. So listen, I mean, it don't get south hot up here, but dude, 95 up here and 85% humidity will put you on your ass. That shit ain't no joke. It'll put you down.
Yeah.
You know?
Just like going swimming.
I'm saying
burger's the same.
We're trying to breathe it. Now, see, I've never been to an In-N-Out. I've never been to a Tico Taco or a Del Taco. I don't even know if Del Taco is real.
Del Taco is good. I had that up in Washington State. I do like Del Taco, but I was not impressed with In-N-Out Burger when we went down to Disney in California when I lived out there on the left coast there.
Mm-hmm. So the only reason I even know Del Taco is because Taco on the League had a girlfriend that made a taco joke about a Del Taco and like urinating outside of one or inside of one or something. It's kind of funny. What was that other one from IZAP? Oh yeah, that they wear ice packs and vests too. That's what I'm saying. Like that's the kind of crap you wear in line when you're at Disney World now because we got the technology. Makes waiting in line really easy.
Yeah, I mean that's the longest. That's the longest and most frequently ride at Disney is the line.
Of course, I love the line. The line's the best. I have a T-shirt that says "I love the line." How it works.
45 minutes starts here.
They don't even do that anymore. They don't do that. Yeah, they got wise to that. So it's an hour from it. No.
I remember those well.
No, they tell you at the front now, and it's on a digital sign, so they can change that shit. They can black mirror you. Like you walk in, you go, no, it says it's only 35 minutes, dude. We're gonna be on that ride sitting up front in no time. If you backtrack out of that line though, after you walk under it, that shit says 90. Oh, I caught him. Wolf caught him this year. I was like, oh no. That lightning lane nonsense. We could put a pin in that for another show topic about how that's the world's biggest ripoff. When I'm in the regular lane, and because the rest of you idiots all bought the lightning lane, now your line's longer.
Yeah,
that worked out for you for an extra $80 a ticket, dumbasses. But dude, let's do one more chicken sandwich question so we can get out of here in a minute, right?
All right.
Best chicken sandwich you've had? Is it the Chick-fil-A sandwich, or is there another one from another chain that maybe I don't have that you have? Because up here, BK gave him a run with the spicy chicken sandwich one year. People were going no, not BK, Popeyes.
Popeyes
had a spicy
Popeyes
chicken.
had that, yeah.
Railing people for a while.
And it was a chicken sandwich. There was nothing to write home to mom about. My question is, before I answer yours, is do you have a place called Maryland's Fried Chicken?
We have another franchise.
Why
we have another franchise that's I don't think we do, because we were just talking at Christmas dinner Christmas Eve dinner last night. We were talking about a new chicken joint we have up here, and it's like a dude's first name. It's like Dave's Spicy Chicken or something. I guess it's a franchise that's been migrating from wherever. But Maryland, I don't think I've ever heard of. No. Are you vouching for it, or are you asking me to find one for you?
No, we got one here, and I'm just thinking, I've never heard anyone talk about, oh man, you gotta try that Maryland fried chicken, or like I make Maryland fried chicken better than anyone. I've never heard it.
Or is it a mom and pop? I mean, maybe just Maryland's own fried chicken, like one store.
I think it's a chain based on the way the sign looked, but
okay, I think it's corporate logo-age, like that kind of feel. So I'm gonna give you a sleeper spicy chicken sandwich recommendation. Right, here you go. The Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich is low-key one of the best spicy chicken sandwiches on the market, because they still use an all white meat piece of chicken breast, like center cut. So it's a giant ass piece of fried chicken through it. No bone, no cartilage, none of that nonsense. It's not a McNugget, so it's not that nonsense that's pressed into the weird shape. Dude, they hit it with whatever spicy sauce they have. You remember when Taco Bell had the volcano taco thing? Like it was red and it had some kind of Diablo sauce, they called it. Mm-hmm. Wendy's has a sauce like that up here that they put on their spicy chicken sandwich. You get it with that, or you get it with mayo. But you get the cheese on that with that sauce, almost as good as Chick-fil-A. Sleeper hit. There's more Wendy's everywhere up here than Chick-fil-A.
So Chick-fil-A is my number one, but if I'm looking to go just a little bit cheaper, I'd hit the KFC chicken sandwich.
See, but like the grilled one or the original, just like the original brown fried one.
The original brown fried one.
See, that's because they hit that with lettuce and mayo, like that's it, or peppercorn mayo, if I remember right. It's a little zip to it. But like they were making chicken sandwiches in there when I was there. Like I said before, they had one that had chicken strips, barbecue sauce, provolone. They had all it was basically whatever they were using on other items. They're like, dude, throw that on a bun. See if he'll buy that shit for $8. And then they did. And then people bought them for like a year. Like it was the stupidest summer craze ever.
Well, it was like when they Taco Bell got with KFC and they got the 2 baked chickens to be the shell of the taco.
Oh, dude. No. It wasn't baked chicken, my man.
Or fried chicken. Yeah, fried chicken
I don't remember what it was called. I don't remember what it was called. The double something. The double crunch something. All I know is it was chicken, bacon, cheese, lettuce, chicken. No bun, no bread. There was no bread to be found.
No bread to be, unless except for the fry around the chicken.
Yeah, you do. The bread was what you mopped the wrapper up with because that was the greasiest. Dude, I've had one and only one. If I've only had one, it's like it was like you make some life choices when you order an item like that. You know what I mean? You're like, nah. It's like the time you get like the quad. You remember the stackers at BK? The KFC Double Down. Thank you. It was that, and it was like double down on my integrity. That's what that was. Because BK had, you remember the stackers? You get a quad stacker, bad life decision. Any variation of triple whopper, bad life decision. Doesn't matter your age or your body weight.
Yes, Cane's chicken.
We have Cane's up here as well.
Yeah, we don't have one here. I was eating it when I was in Kentucky, and then again in just in Kentucky. I was eating in Kentucky. And I love their chicken strips. You get you get 2 pieces of toast. You get rid of the coleslaw. You get the 2 pieces of toast with the cane sauce. Oh yeah, that was a good.
I've heard good things. Those are popping up here, like around Framingham, Natick, on the way into Boston. They're starting to pop up there. We drove by a Cane's in Florida, of all places, on my last trip. Dude, the line outside the door. Right, so we were like, keep moving, and then we ended up at a good burger joint.
Yeah, I think Florida is the place that all fast food goes. No matter where it's located, Florida has one.
Fast food hub.
Yeah.
I got to get into a Cane's. I hope if the craze has died down at like the 2 that are close by, maybe I can pop in there and check it. But that's the thing, dude. We're talking about value prop for time. Like my ass isn't waiting in a fast food line ever. Like, dude, if I open the door to the McDonald's by me and there's more than 2 people at a register waiting, I'm like, I've run the algorithm in my brain. I'm like, there's 3 people working. Manager, one's on drive-through, one's balancing time between cleaning the lobby and taking orders in here that you're not using your mobile app for. This is going to cost me 28 minutes.
I look at the drive-through. If there's more than 2 to 3 cars in the drive-through, I'm like, this is a half an hour. I'm gone.
That's why I like when they renovate the McDonald's by base, by where you and I met. They've reconfigured that drive-through. It now has 6 ordering stations. I'm like, that doesn't help. That doesn't cut down my wait time. Fuck. A, they're not always all staffed, and B, that just means you've got more people in front of you waiting. Like, that's a lot. You've built the log jam bigger.
So
dumb. It's like expanding a highway. It never works.
And like they want you to use the app. One of the things that Chick-fil-A actually did here is that they have a lane straight for the app and it gives you a QR code, and you scan the QR code, and then you just keep on driving.
See,
they
again,
even streamlined that.
They're ahead. See, but that's ahead of the game, because if I order my crap fast food ahead, which already doesn't travel well, right? You need a bag full of soggy fries by the time you get home. If I then have to wait for 8 of you dumbasses to sit in front of me and not use the mobile app, how did this help me?
Yeah,
it put 2 people out of work. It brought on Skynet, and I have to wait. No, that's gonna be a not for me, dog. If I'm not waiting in parking spot number 2 for my order, I'm not eating. Yeah. I mean, that's one way to go. That's one way to go. I'm gonna take a hard pass on that. That's where I draw the line. But I think, dude, we probably need to draw a different line on our Christmas Day edition of FrostCast. Because people are probably tired. I could talk about fast food for forever, but dude, I'm starting to feel it. I got to play at least 2 rounds of Rivals to get my check-in bonus. Got to keep that streak alive. Did I listen to it? A side note: I bought the desk calendar that I track my word count on. January 1, I will begin something officially.
Nice.
We're not going to talk about it too much just yet. Make it real, but
why don't we? My Christmas gift right here, a planner, so I can do the same thing.
Nice. Okay. See, the things are in motion. We can reach out to Mages Guild at some point and pick his brain. He seems to have some experience in that domain. So if you're out there, Mages, we're looking for you. We'll find you. And thank you, Eyes at Things, for stopping by and participating. We do this every Wednesday at like 9. We're starting on time pretty well all the time too.
Yeah.
Wildly different conversations. A lot of Marvel and Star Wars stuff tonight because it was Christmas. We did the random fast food deviation, which we do stuff like that.
Yeah. Thanks to our new full-time member on staff, the Oracle.
Yes, indeed.
She's the one who keeps the trains running over here.
Yeah, lights on, trains running. So yeah, why don't we tell everybody goodbye? Thank you. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all that good stuff. And then I'll kick it to King Z for the profound goodbye because he's very poetic about these things. Dude, we appreciate you finding out about us today, Izap. Do all the likey, followy, subscribey thing if you want and come back. We're happy to we keep the chat moving. Whenever somebody comments, we like to keep the chat going. We appreciate you. Profound goodbye from King Z.
Well, Merry Christmas, everybody, and we'll see you.